All right, now we're going to take a look at some of the terms or vocabulary associated with probability. First, event. An event is another way of saying a desired outcome. Independent is when two or more events don't affect the probability of one another. And there'll be some examples in the next video. Mutually exclusive. That is a fancy way of saying that the events have no common elements. Expected value. There are two ways to really think about probability. There's the pure theoretical, and then there is the probability based on actually performing an experiment or collecting data. So an expected value is basically the theoretical probability. You don't actually have to perform an experiment to get an expected value. You can calculate that using principles of probability. The observed value is very similar, but an observed value, you actually performed an experiment or did some survey or counted a set of things. So expected value is purely theoretical. Observed value, there was an actual experiment that happened. But they're both calculated the same way, just like probability. The number of things in the desired event divided by the total number of possible outcomes. Union is a word used in probability. The union of events is the sum of all possible outcomes for both events, and I've included a little Venn diagram here. There is a union symbol that basically looks like a big capital U without that little tail. When you are reading a word problem, you can always identify if they mean the union. You will see the word or. And just as a little Venn diagram here, if we had two different events, event A and event B, the union would be everything that happened in either or, the word or. Intersection is similar but slightly different. Intersection is the things that the two events have in common. And here in a word problem, you're going to see the word and. The intersection symbol is basically an upside down union symbol, and I always remember that it's almost like the shape of the letter, capital letter A. If I drew a little line there, it'd be like a capital A, and the word and is always associated with an intersection. And here's a little Venn diagram. If I was looking at the intersection of A and B, I'd only be looking at this little area here, the events that belong to A and B. And there's that word and again.